Hello everyone, welcome back with me Komang 3 Jaya Santika from 82 Denpasar class. My ID student number is 2110139. So today in this video I would like to tell you about conditionals and subjectives. So enjoy watching this video. For the first is definition. Conditional sentence describe a conditional situation or a result that depends on an event occurring first. If one thing happens, then another thing will happen. It simply means that one thing is required for something else to occur or exist. The type of conditional sentence, which are zero conditional, extremely likely, first conditional, possible, second conditional, unlikely but still possible, and then the last is third conditionals is impossible. So now we go to the zero conditional. Zero conditional, the first part of zero conditional include an if or when clause in the simple present tense. The next part describes what happened as a natural result. Also in simple present, this is important because the simple present is used when the action is habitual or constant. For example is, if it rains, my car gets wet. The second is, my boyfriend smiles when I give him a compliment. And the last example is, if Hannah sleeps in, she lets for school. So that's example for zero conditionals. So the next is first conditional. When a situation is not completely certain, it's time for the first conditionals. First conditional or type 1 conditionals dictate that a result is not certain, but very likely that one condition will lead to another. Unlike zero conditionals, first conditionals only use if clauses, not when clauses. Each clause is a first conditional has a different tense. The if clause is still in the simple present tense, but the result clause now uses the future will plus verb structure. So the example is, I will answer if he calls me. And then my sister will cry if she watch this movie. And then the last is, Jenny will buy this dress if it's on sale. So that's the example for first conditional. Okay, now we move to second conditionals. Second conditionals use the modal verb would to indicate that it is unlikely that a condition will be fulfilled. They reflect a bit of wishful thinking but are not impossible, and if they do happen, then the result will occur. The if clause in a second conditional is in the simple past. The result part of the sentence is then written in the would plus infinitive verb form. This is called the present conditional tense. So the example for the second conditional is, I would answer if he called. If I were rich, I do never walk again. And the last is, Harry would help you move if he knew where you live. So that is an example for the second conditionals. Okay, now is the third conditionals. Third conditionals or type 3 conditional sentence refer to an impossible condition. The situations are impossible because they have already occurred and cannot be changed. The if clause in the third conditionals is in the past perfect verb tense because it has already happened. The result clause still uses would but adds have. For the perfect conditionals verb tense, would have plus verb. So the example for the third conditional is I would have helped if I do known you were in travel. If my nephew had gotten the job, he would have been set for life. And the last is if Bonnie had studied, she would have passed the test. So that is some example for the third conditionals. Okay, that's all about the conditional. So now what is the subjective and how does it work? The subjective is not a tense, it is a mood. It's that not quiet, concrete wording you use when you are discussing things you want to happen. Hope will the happen or anticipate will happen. Unlike some other languages, English does not have a specific subjective verb form. Rather, process, clauses, and sentence express the subjective mood by using the bare form of a verb in infinitive clause. So, past and present subjunctive. The past subjunctive refers to the mood used to describe things you wish were true or hope had happened. This kind of sentence uses the verb word established and hypothetical in addition, so sometimes using another verb in its bare form. I wish I were taller. The present subjunctive uses the bare form of the verb to discuss a present or future hypothetical. Here are some examples with the verb in the bare form highlighted. The coach recommended that he stop playing soccer. So the subjective is a stop. Yeah, so for the last is a summary. What is the subjective? The subjective mood is the sentence construction used when discussing wishes, hopes, and other hypothetical situations. When do you use the subjective? Use the subjective mood when describing something that you want to happen, something that you hope will happen, or something that you anticipate or imagine will happen. What are some examples for the subjective is suffice to say, if I were a boy, the coach recommended that he stop playing soccer. Yeah, that's all from me. If I said the wrong word or the wrong pronunciation, I would like to say sorry. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.